We want to look at the use of if Inlist and if Inrange in Stata. Now they allow you to impose conditions on multiple values of a categorical variable without needing to write a multiple line code or without needing order. So let's first look at if in range. Now in range, you specify the two values inclusive of which you want the condition to be imposed in between. I will understand this with an example. So we have this data set where we have this variable S4C10, which is a categorical variable which shows enrollment status. It takes values from 1 to 15. We want to create a new variable which takes the value 1. If S, we want to create a new variable named professional degree, okay, which takes a value 1 if the enrollment status name professional degree if enrollment status is between 8 to 15 and 0 otherwise. So now we can do this very easily using in range. We'll say generate professional degrees 1 if in range S4C10 is between 8 and 15, right? So this is allowing us to impose condition on a categorical variable S4C10. So this is telling Stata to generate this variable if this variable lies between values 8 and 15, because in range you specify the two values includes basically you're specifying the two values 8 and 15, or basically means you want Stata to generate a variable such that S4C10 is between 8 to 15. So it's greater than equal to 8, less than equal to 15. So again the whole idea, you specify the two values inclusive of which you want the condition to be imposed in between. So we want the condition to be imposed between 8 and 15. So then you want to replace it with 0 if S4C10 takes values 1 to 7. So this is telling Stata, now make sure replace missing values with 0 in the professional degree variable for values of S4C10 greater than equal to 1 and less than equal to 7. So if we do this first step, what this will do is if we do browse, now if we just browse them, so we'll see here, if I just browse this and we browse S4C10. So if we browse S4C10, so what we will notice here is that look where okay, so we said 8 to 15, right? So let's go a little. Oh, wait. Hmm. Okay, okay, over here, like, so here S4C10 takes a value 9, so professional degree takes a value 1, where it takes a value 12, it takes a value 1. So basically what we told Stata is in this line of command that we told Stata that wherever S4C10 is greater than equal to 8, less than equal to 15, generate professional degree is equal to 1. And whenever S4C10 is greater than equal to 1, less than equal to 7, it's in range. So you specify the range of values that you want that you want condition to be imposed on, right? So then we do this, replace professional degree is 0. So this will now generate 0 in this professional degree variable whenever S4C10 is greater than equal to 1, less than equal to 7. We could have done this exact same thing using a one-step approach, where we could have just said generate professional degree, and I'm writing underscore 1 because Stata won't generate the same variable again, so we can just change the name a bit. So here what I've done is I've done the exact same thing, but here this is the one-step approach where what this tells Stata is equal to in range over here. This will tell Stata to create this variable professional degree underscore 1 that has a value 1 if the condition inside the parenthesis is true and 0 otherwise, right? So this much part is telling Stata that generate a variable professional degree underscore 1 which takes a value 1 if the condition inside the parenthesis is true. The condition inside the parenthesis is that S4C7 takes values between 8 and 15 inclusive. And this I've specified if S4C10 is not equal to missing, because now what this part of the code does is this tells Stata okay, whenever this condition is true, generate 1 and generate 0 otherwise. Even for missing values of S4C10, it would have generated 0. So that's why we specified if S4C10 is not equal to missing, so that does not generate missing value. So this two-line approach using InRange and this one-line approach using InRange, both are doing the exact same thing. Now, alternative ways you could have done it without using InRange, which will show us that InRange is very helpful. So if I had not used InRange, then one way to go about doing it was that you would write a multiple line code, right? You would say generate professional degree 1 if S4C10 is 8, and then, oh, sorry, this would not be generated, this would be replaced. So then replace professional degree is equal to 1 if S4C10 is double equal to 9, and you do like, you specify 1 for each value separately. And you want to do it for values from 8 to 15, so you'd have to write this code multiple times. Similarly, you do this, replace professional degree is equal to 0 if S4 C10 is 1, and you do this also 7 times, right? So then this would have been really cumbersome, right? So this would be really tedious that we would have to write this multiple times. This code, you'd have to write this code 15 times. First 1 to 7 to assign a value 0 to professional degree, and then 8 to 15 to assign a value 1 to professional degree, right? And we can see that within range, you can either do it in a 2-line code if we're using gen and replace, or in a 1-line code as well, right? So another way to do it would have also been that we use or multiple times. So this would also have been a 2-line code, but multiple times you're using or, right? Like you're telling generate professional degree is equal to 1 if S4 C10 is double equal to 8, or it's 9, or it's 10, because or means that assign this value if at least one of them is true. So you do this again, you have to write multiple times, you have to use or. So even though yes, it is still a 2-line approach, it's still a 2-line command, but you have to write use or multiple times. This is where if in range and if in list become helpful, that they allow you to concisely impose condition like this. We could do it in a 1-step approach like this, or in a 2-step approach like this, without the need to write the code multiple times like this, or without the need to use or multiple times like this. So both of these are tedious. So this, so it becomes helpful.